So I was going to wait until tomorrow, let it all digest and talk about this, but nope, can't do it. There's going to be a more calm side and there's going to be a more, irrational fan side to this whole thing. But let me start off with the calm side, I guess. So I already said my thoughts on the first two picks that we had. And so you can check that video linked in the description. But overall, here's what I'll say. This is what we got to realize. It's partly what I said when I was talking about the first two picks. Is that in the grand scheme of things, I'm not condemning any of these players because players can be found at any point in the draft. And it's really about the situation they go into, the coaching they get, yada, yada, yada. And opportunity. That's a big thing, aka Russell Wilson. So there's all of that. But even with that being said and understanding that the most important part is on the field, I'm not going to harp on this class too much. I might do a little film, but honestly, I don't even see a point in doing it. Half the time, what they're asked to do in college is not the same. I can talk to you about what I see as a player from the intangibles, the physical traits, but a lot of fans don't care. They just want to, whatever they believe. If they hate pace and they hate what the Bears are doing, they're going to find a way to make it negative. If they love it and they're just optimists, they're going to find a way to make it positive. So there's no reason to even talk about film. People don't even pay attention. So I'm not going to harp too much on this class. I'm going to say my piece here, and then after that, we'll just see. Because again, as I've said, every draft year after year after year, people fixate on these prospects. Right now, you are fixated on Cole Kmet. Right now, you are fixated on our 7th round guards. Right now, you are fixated on Josh Jones and all these other things. And there's a few names that pop up, especially quarterback down the road, 3 years down the road. Pat Mahomes, oh my God, we could have had Pat Mahomes. Deshaun Watson, oh my God, we could have had him. But there's so many other scenarios you don't even remember because you don't care. It all is about what happens on the field. So I'm not even about to go too deep into it. Now, with that being said, I'm going to tell you what's about to happen. This is what is about to happen. I guarantee these things. And then after that, we'll talk about speculation. This is not speculation. You put a 2nd round pick into a player. If he is healthy, he's going to get opportunity. So Shaheen getting opportunity early, then being hurt on and off. It is what it is. I showed you the film. To this day, people talk trash about Shaheen. I literally showed you the plays. I literally showed you the advanced stats. He has 1 drop in his career. It is not about the film. It's about the perception because the actual film shows you that when he had a chance to do something, Shaheen could be what we thought he might be. But since he had 2nd round talent, or 2nd round pick, people had expectations. People had all types of issues with what he produced. And he got a lot of opportunity. He's still on the roster now, and Trey Burton isn't. We'll see what happens. But Cole Kmet's the 2nd round pick. So he's going to get opportunity. Now, because he's perceived more as a top tier tight end, even though it's a bad tight end class, and anybody will tell you that. And because Trubisky is a lot further along in his career, and because Nick Foles most likely will get the turn at quarterback, and he knows how to distribute the ball, what's going to happen is 2 things. Cole Kmet is going to get more opportunity because you put too much capital in him. And number 2, he's going to have much better quarterback play than Shaheen had his rookie year. And so what's going to happen is you're going to see, it does not even matter how big it is in actual context. People are going to compare the numbers to Shaheen, and it's going to look way different. Even if Jimmy Graham does his thing, it's going to look way different. And people are going to be like, oh man, he caught 88% more catches than Shaheen. He had 800 yards more than Shaheen combined in the blah, blah, blah. Like, they're going to play with the numbers, and you're going to eat it up. And you're going to say, wow, Cole Kmet is way better than Shaheen. He was worth that second round pick. Yeah, we got the future tight end. People are like, oh, we got the future tight end. And I like Cole Kmet. This is nothing against him, but it is circumstance. And so people are going to be like, yeah, we are justified in that because it's way better than Shaheen. Absolutely taking out all the other context of what happened. And I'm not even bringing up the developmental part. Shaheen, lower tier school, converted basketball player. Kmet, part-time baseball player, but at Notre Dame as a starter. I don't care what you say. That takes a lot of work. So I'm not even putting that in there because that's part of their story. But what I am putting in is what's part of the Bears story, and the context is totally different than what Shaheen walked into. But they're going to set you up, and you're going to love it. So anyway, that's going to happen. Guarantee. I don't care. Argue with me in the comments. Talk to me, whatever you want. Talk to me in week 16. Because at this point, fans argue with me in the offseason and have brain loss by the next offseason. I talked about last draft, this exact time last year. Wow, how did we not get more linemen? Man, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Charles Leno was a Pro Bowler and blah, 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 blah. And James Daniels. And then after this year, oh my God, our O-line is so bad. Oh my God, our O-line is so bad. And so I'm not trying to hear it, but that's what's going to happen. Second thing, so with the this is going to be the debate. This is before we get on the field. But here's going to be the debate. I guarantee you this is what's going to happen. So we got a couple guards, O-linemen, but pretty much guards. And for the Colorado kid, Pace said literally we envision him as a guard. And then the other guy's more of a swing guy, but whatever. 7th round. So people are going to be like, man, we addressed the O-line. We addressed the O-line. And my response is, we addressed the O-line last year, getting 2 Notre Dame guys, Alex Bars and Sam Mustipher. Free agents. 7th round and free agent is not that far from me. But some people are going to be like, no, man, they're way better. You're stupid. Da-da-da. At the exact same time contradicting themselves, these people are the ones that wanted Alex Bars to start at left guard. Bring Alex Bars in. And me, I did the little mock draft game with my my homies over at TGP. I drafted Alex Bars in the late round. I talked about Alex Bars. No one cared. We got Alex Bars. Oh my God, we love Alex Bars. Oh my God, please bring in Alex Bars. Please bring him in. And he didn't even crack the starting lineup. And Sam Mustipher didn't crack the active roster. And these guys are 7th round picks, so not that far from being free agents. Not too different in my opinion. But people are going to tell you, no, they got drafted. They're 7th round picks, everything else. And then on the flip side, okay, well, we got 5th round picks where we got whatever. You know, we got these defensive backs, receiver, pass rusher, whatever. And they're going to be so like, okay, well, we got these 5th round picks and these are good players and they can do this and they can do that. And once again, when we look at the history of it, there's not a lot of 5th round picks that are going to translate into that. And there's a lot of hope. Yeah, there's not a lot of risk. They're 5th round picks. They don't have big contracts. The contracts are never guaranteed. You can just get rid of them. So it's like, yeah, we would like this receiver to be Tyreek Hill because he ran a fast 40. We would like this outside or this edge rusher to become an outside linebacker that we could get rid of Aaron Lynch and put him in there in the rotation, get rid of Kylie Fitz. You would like all that. It didn't mean anything. Didn't mean anything for any of the other players we drafted in the past few years. And so somebody will say, okay, well, look at such and such pick. That, and again, players could become a lot of things, but the odds aren't there. And so I'm just going to wait and I'm going to see what happens when we get on the field. So people are going to go back and forth about how good everybody is and blah, blah, blah. And look, at my core, I know that it matters what happens on the field, again, especially in the depth chart. That's going to tell you all you need to know. Not to say that if you're not starting, you'll never be somebody. But where you are in the depth chart is going to tell me all you need to know. Because I listen to it. I listen to it year after year. People fixate over players, highlights. Oh, my God, I looked at the highlights, and he's this. And they fixate over it. And then when the depth chart comes out and they're nowhere near the starter, they don't care anymore. So I'm not too worried about it. I honestly think Jalen Johnson is going to get a shot at competing for the other corner spot. And Cole Kmet's going to be forced into the starting lineup. And that's about it. And so that's how I am with it. And then the rest we'll kind of see how they shake out. So I'm not too excited because, again, we brought in a lot of developmental linemen in the past, and the only one that really got significant playing time was absolutely terrible in all types of ways, and so I'm not too excited about it. Now, going well, let me add this on the rational side. As I said, and Ryan Pace kind of backed this up, but I don't know if it's true, but this is what he said. I said after our second round picks, I'm like, look, it's very possible they had trades on the table. It's very possible they could have made moves. I don't think they didn't try. I just think they very possibly didn't expect Cole Kmet to be there. They really loved him and they took a shot. I don't think they came in here, and some people think like this in the draft. They didn't come in here saying, oh my God, we're going to get a tight end. I don't care what happens. We're going to get a tight end. No, they said, we're going to see how it falls out. Cole Kmet was highly rated. All the tight ends fell to them and they were able to do their thing. So, again, I think for too long, I used to do this and people still do this. They really get fixated that, hey, Ryan Pace, Matt Nagy, everybody sees the board clearly the same way I do. And so when they don't get the players I want, that means they're bad at their job. They don't know how to get the players. When in actuality, they just don't agree with you. And that is what it is. And so we'll see how people's career play out. All right. So I think that's solid on the rational side. On the fan side, I just don't get it. I don't understand for 1 second. I think part of me, and you know what? I didn't feel this way until I heard the press conference recently or the phone call conference. But they really are trying to recreate or at least make people feel like Kansas City. And I know there's the connection to Kansas City and Andy Reid with Nagy, but I think the Super Bowl really made it big. And I would never say any of this unless I heard a coach actually say it or act like this way. But he really is trying to recreate it. It's like, oh boy, Cole Kmet, Travis Kelce, we could do some things. This dude out of Tulane or not Tulane, whatever the receiver's from. Oh my God. Super fast. Tyreek Hill. And so literally on the phone call, they're talking about, and I thought it was a bait question. They're like, hey, there's a certain fifth round receiver that ran pretty fast that you had. And, Tyreek Hill. And I'm just like, that's a bait question, bro. You reaching. And Matt Nagy's like, yeah. Obviously you think about that. And I'm like, bro, really? Really? And so there's some things where it's just like, wow, you are really swinging. And so that doesn't make me feel good. But as I said, everybody in the second round or the 2 picks in the second round, that's what I'm focused on. Everybody else, I'm not worried about. People, I know you're going to argue, that's cool. I don't care. Everybody else outside those top 2 picks does not matter a whole bunch to me. Not at all. Kinder Vilder from Georgia Southern did this and he had it. Yeah, and the scout said, I don't care. Tell me all about Deion Bush, who we really confident in, even though he's never started. Tell me about Houston Carson. Tell me about DeAndre Carter. Tell me about the long list of D-backs we brought in here. I forgot the guy's name. Didn't even make the active roster from last year. The safety. Oh man, he's big. He could play corner and safety, and he could do this, and he could do. No, he didn't even make the roster. Like, the point is, most fifth round picks don't make the roster or don't become starters. And that's just the facts. So it's not that they are guaranteed to not do anything, but the numbers are against them. So we are focusing on our primary premium picks, because again, it's not just the player. The player doesn't matter. Look, trust me, it doesn't matter. If Mr. Irrelevant was drafted number 1, would that change what type of player he is? Absolutely not. The player's the player. So that doesn't matter to me. But what does matter is that you put resources into the player, so you're going to be forced to give them chances. And so I look at Jalen Johnson, I look at Kmet. That's what I'm looking at. If we would have made all types of trades, we could have a different conversation, but that's not what we did. We took these 2 in the 2nd round, and we didn't pick again to the 5th round. These 2 players are what I'm looking at. And look, against Pace's motto or MO, he went smaller school later in the rounds, but in the premium picks, he went with a established Notre Dame. That's not usual for us. And then we went with an established Utah or up and coming Utah. Okay, cool. That's just something I observed. But anyway, Cole Kmet, again, very crowded tight end room. Going to get the snaps. Going to get the chance. Shaheem most likely not going to make it out of here. We'll see what happens. I just envision Holtz being a third tight end / H-back fullback, and Cole Kmet and Jimmy Graham doing their thing. That's what I envision. Fine, cool. I like him. Again, nothing against him, just not where we needed to go. And then Jalen Johnson competing with Artie Burns and Kevin Tolliver for that spot. Okay, cool. Does that push us that further? No. Because I said this when Fetty was drafted, but when he was signed, and oh my God, the people's comments and the messages. You know what I'm talking about. We're going to draft 2 young linemen in the 2nd round, and Juan Castillo is going to turn them into Pro Bowlers. Like, okay, whatever. And it's just like, obviously, we're not going to do that. And it's like, okay, we'll see. And my fear, again, I didn't say what we were going to do. I said what my fear was. And my fears came true. Ryan Pace has looked at our team, our roster on offense, and said, I'm okay with Massey. I'm okay with Leno. He's really okay with Leno, especially because of the money. But he's also okay with Massey, and he's going to give him some competition with Spriggs if he's healthy. But that's it. Every time you heard of Fetty's name, Pace had to remind you he's a guard. The 7th-round picks. First of all, who wants 7th-round picks starting for them? But again, players could do things. But again, we envision them as guards. They were called as guards. They are going to roll out with this same O-line for the most part. They really, and my friend asked me, he was like, does Pace really think that the problem was Heaston and Rashad Coward, and that was it? And in my mind, I'm like, I don't think so. A professional couldn't think that, but obviously he did. And the actions speak way louder than words. He brought a Fetty in to take Coward's spot, which I agree, Coward was bad. And that was it. And he even mentioned Juan Castillo in his conference call. So I'm like, in my mind, and this is coming from a guy who's been a position coach many times. In my mind, a veteran in the NFL knows that a position coach does not move the needle that much. It just does not. It does. I don't care what you say. It does not. And so, especially when you're dealing with veterans, 2 7th-round guards, okay, whatever. even with our second round guard, whatever, you got a lot of vets and they're in their ways. But more than that, it's more about what you ask them to do. No position coach is going to change a zone blocker into a power run blocker. No position coach is going to change the center into a left tackle. It just is what the players you are giving. You only can cook with the ingredients that you're given. To use that tired metaphor, you can't give a position coach a potato and ask him to make a triple layer chocolate cake. It's not going to happen. And so all these people that think Juan Castillo, who was not in the league last year, and again, granted, Harry Heastand's big success was in college with top prospects. So you could make that argument. I've met him. I know people that know him. He's a great coach. But you can make that argument. Juan Castillo wasn't even in the league last year. Juan Castillo didn't stick around anywhere. Oh, he's going to be the run coordinator, though. He had experience as the run coordinator for 1 year. And then he was let go. So anyway, so my needle does not move with Juan Castillo whatsoever because Matt Nagy is still here. And it's going to ultimately be up to Matt Nagy to say what he wants these O-linemen to do. And that's going to make the most sense. Or that's going to at least tell us what's going to happen the most. So there's that. Then defensively, a lot of people talking about the hole at safety. Now, look, I don't think the D-back class was good at all. And look, those safeties in the first round. The corner spot was Oduka. I can't even remember his name. Whatever. The Ohio State guy. And that was it. After that, it was, people's number 2 corner the whole offseason didn't go until like the 3rd round. Like, the corner spot is not good. Just because people got drafted high does not mean they're good. And we got a long list of busts if you want to argue that. Go look at Kevin White. But anyway, so the corner class is not good. Safety class was not good. I understand that we need to replace that safety spot. But look, people are crying over safety. People were slurping up Ha-Ha Clinton Dix and he didn't come back. But yet they were so ready to trash Adrian Amos. That's all I'm saying. I won't get too much into it. But anyway, I'm okay. Like, I think there were some guys I'd be happy with, but there was no one I was thirsty over. The corner spot, again, I don't think any guy was worth a 2nd round pick at that point. Maybe Trayvon Diggs. I liked him. But even still, that's not the spot for me. And so we don't come around with a new safety. We come in with some more corners like usual. And I told you that they love D-backs. And we get a pass rusher that is probably going to be in the Kylie Fitz role again. And, Kylie Fitz, man, I really like, go read the comments. I talked about Kylie Fitz. Look at all the comments. I really like this and he's going to do this and Kylie Fitz didn't do crap. So, again, the premium of our picks, I'm not big into. I'm not big into them enough to be like, oh my God, they're going to do this. I'm just going to sit back and I'm going to wait. But as of tonight, as of looking at the draft, as of looking at the free agency, as looking at the picture of what Ryan Pace is thinking, they all about to get fired. That's all I'm about to say, and I can't wait for it. So go to the comment section. Let me know what you think. Share it around. Get the conversation started. Thumbs up, subscribe, and remember, stay up and bear down.